The name's Hunter. Alex Hunter. I'm what you would call an amateur detective. Usually, I'm thrilled to take on a new case, but this was different.
Mr. Owens has truly made an impact in so many campers' lives over the years. Thank you so much for your hard work, Mr. Owens.
Well, it's been a great 10 years, hasn't it? Privilege and an honor to work with all you guys. What are you doing?
I've come here every year since I was 5 and have more good memories than I can count. That's why, despite giving me a case to solve, nothing bothered me more than the fact that someone had tried to hurt this camp.
As most of you know, I've been a director here for a long time, and unfortunately that makes this announcement a particularly difficult one. Camp CVPO is closing. That doesn't mean we're closing down now. The rest of the season will be business as usual, but at the end of the week I'll be meeting with an agent to sell the land.
Sir, now that the police are gone, should I clean up this mess?
Actually, could I have a look at it?
Alex, I've been meaning to thank you for your quick thinking.
Oh, no problem, sir. What did the police have to say?
Well, they talked to a few people, but in the end they decided it was nothing more than an elaborate prank.
Is this why you're selling the camp?
I'm not selling. The board is. I've been trying to convince them not to sell.
Why does the board want to close down the camp?
Do you know how many things have been going wrong around here lately? I mean, first the smashed windows, then the washing machines went on the fritz, and the kitchen flooded 2 days ago. Normally these things wouldn't be much of a problem, but we were already having financial difficulties. The board just doesn't think we're worth the trouble anymore.
I see. What if somebody showed them who's responsible for causing all the trouble around here?
That's nice of you, Alex, but so far I haven't seen anything to suggest it's been more than just bad luck and a couple of pranks.
Seriously? No, for goodness sakes. I did not put the bomb in the cake. Why on earth would I do that?
You have to admit, it looks pretty suspicious. You're lucky no one's pressing charges.
Oh. Well, it was some practical joke. Probably those bratty kids. Did I mention them with their firecrackers? Those things go off at all hours of the night. Can't catch a wink of sleep.
How could a bomb get into the cake? Did you order it from somewhere?
Yes, I did. A shame, really. I usually bake all my cakes from scratch. Why, just the other week.
So
Richard offered-
why didn't you make it yourself then?
The blasted oven broke down. Thankfully, Mr. Merrick offered to buy one from this little place called the Crystal Korean Bakery.
Could they have?
No. Privately owned family business. I would never suspect them. Been buying from them for years.
Okay, well, if you didn't put the bomb in the cake and they didn't, who did?
It's the strangest thing. Mr. Merrick offered to buy the cake, then dropped it off around noon on the day of the party.
Did anyone else come by the kitchen?
Richard, did you notice if anyone else came by the kitchen?
Mr. Merrick came by and put some jars in the freezer.
When?
2 days ago?
Okay, I'm more interested in what happened the day of the party. Are you sure you were in the kitchen all the way from noon to the time you brought out the cake?
Actually, no, I wasn't. There was that stupid telephone call.
What?
The cake was supposed to be brought out at around 6. At around 5 to 6, Sam dropped by and said I had an urgent telephone call.
The gardener?
Yeah. He was so cute. I had hurt my foot, so he offered to wheel me to the office in his wheelbarrow.
How chivalrous. Was Richard still around?
No, the kitchen was empty for about 10 minutes while I went to the office.
Who called you?
It was a stupid prank call. By the time I got to the office, it had hung up. I had to scramble to get back.
Wasn't your ankle hurt?
Well, it was feeling better by the time Sam had left.
Did the cake look any different when you came back?
Could have. I was in such a hurry, I just quickly pushed the cart out into the main room.
Okay, well, thanks for your help.
It's my pleasure, except for the getting accused of terrorism parts.
Hey Alex, how are you?
Great! Listen, I'm working on another case.
No, Alex, I'm not going to help you hack into the Pentagon again. Remember what happened last time?
Ha ha. Listen, things around here have been really funny lately. There was this party and somebody put a bomb in the cake.
What? Was anyone hurt?
Thankfully, no. The cook got the cake from this place called the Crystal Cream Bakery.
Do you want me to research them? See if there's any connections to camp?
Yeah.
Anything else?
The cook says Mr. Merrick dropped off the cake at around noon. Could you call the place and ask when he actually picked it up?
Okay. Why?
I just want to see how long he actually had the cake.
So I'll call you back when I find out anything, okay?
Thanks, Liz. You're the best.
Anytime.
Bye. Hi, I'm LifeCenter.
John Merrick. Pleased to meet you.
I'm investigating the explosion. Do you mind if I asked you a few questions?
Fire away.
Do you and Mr. Owens get along well?
I see what you're getting at there. Like I told the police already, I didn't mess around with the cake in any way. I picked it up around 11:45 at the bakery and gave it to the chef at noon.
So you only had it for 15 minutes.
That's right. Just about the time it takes for me to drive from the bakery back to the camp.
Do you know anyone else who didn't get along well with the director? What is it?
I don't like to start rumors, but last week, the chef did seem pretty ticked at Owens. Something about her not getting a raise.
Alternative medicine?
Why, yes. I graduated from Stanford with a degree in biochemistry, you see. And from time to time, I like to do my reading and catch up on the latest discoveries.
Hello, how may I help you? Hi, I'm investigating the cake bombing incident. I was wondering if I could ask you a few questions.
Me? Why me?
I was talking with a chef, and she said someone phoned her and asked for her right before they brought out the cake.
I was talking with Sam, the gardener, when the phone rang. I didn't recognize the caller, but he asked for the chef. Said it was urgent. Sam offered to go get her.
Did you hear the conversation?
It must have been some kind of prank call because he had hung up before the chef got here. I tried to look in the phone's records after to see who had called, but it was a private number.
Well, that's convenient.
It was a little weird. Oh, I better let Mr. Merrick know. He plans to pick up some hot dog sticks to replace the broken ones.
Is that his schedule?
Yeah, he can be a little absent-minded, so I help keep him on track of his errands.
No, it's pitch black that night. There shouldn't be any problems. Just make sure you're quiet. Meet me down by the docks and bring the equipment. Someone's coming.
Hello.
Okay, sure, Fred. See you there. Hi. Just organizing a get-together with a friend I haven't seen in a while.
Fun. So, did you tell the cook she had a call last night?
Yeah, I happened to be in the office when the phone call came. Why do you ask?
Oh, no. I'll let you get back to your gardening.
Okay.
Hi, Liz. What's new?
Well, I couldn't find too much on the Crystal Cream Bakery. No visible connections to the camp.
Did you find out if the chef was telling the truth?
I called the owner. He said that Mr. Merrick stopped by at around 11:45 to pick up an order. So he would have had just enough time to drop it off at 12. It doesn't really give him enough time to put the bomb in the cake.
Meet me down by the docks and bring the equipment. Well,
the initial tests show that is the correct form of algae, and when it's reacted with the catalyst, high levels of deoxygenated aluminopia are released.
you take the sample back to the lab. Lisa and I will finish taking the rest of the samples.
Hello? Alex, you do realize it's 2 in the morning?
Right, sorry,
Fine. What do you want?
I emailed you some pictures. They look like algae of some type. Could you find out what type of species it is?
Yeah, okay, got it. Commonly known as blue algae.
Is it valuable?
I'm trying to find any other... Oh, well, this is interesting.
Well,
A renowned biologist discovers a potential allergy medication. This was written only a few months ago. Yeah, okay. It sounds like a Stanford grad found a compound in blue algae that contains a key ingredient in allergy medication.
allergy medication?
Yeah, it's a new kind. It supposedly works by desensitizing your immune system to certain compounds found in common allergens.
What does that have to do with anything?
Well, the pharmaceutical industry is a big business. A new medication like that could mean a lot of money. Can I go back to bed now? Alex? Alex? Fine, I'm going back to bed.
Mr. Merrick offered to buy the cake, then dropped it off around noon on the day of the party.
I picked it up around 11:45 at the bakery and gave it to the chef at noon.
So you only had it for 15 minutes.
That's right.
I had hurt my foot, so he offered to wheel me to the office in his wheelbarrow. The kitchen was empty for about 10 minutes while I went to the office.
It sounds like a Stanford grad.
I graduated from Stanford with a degree in biochemistry, you see.
Aha! That's it!
Alex, I understand you're upset that the camp is closing. We all are. But to suggest that
Mr. Owens, do you know who the largest shareholder in Metalabs Incorporated is? The company that was running the tests on the algae.
What's that have to do with anything?
You knew you needed to get this camp out of the way if Metalabs is going to get this land and its valuable algae. The camp was already struggling financially, and you hoped that with a few mishaps here and there, you could convince the board to close it down. But it wasn't quite enough. So you decided to make sure Mr. Owens' party went off with a bang.
If this is some kind of joke, it's gone too far.
When the ovens, conveniently enough, broke down, you offered to go buy a cake for the chef. But that wasn't the only shopping you did that week, was it, sir? Your schedule showed you went to the hardware store 2 days before the party. A few of the employees remembered you and the items you bought.
Such as?
Visco fuse, a type of slow-burning fireworks fuse. Oh, and several household chemicals. Paint thinner, hydrogen peroxide, and pool cleaning fluid.
What's so unusual about those?
Nothing to most of us. But Liz found out that, when combined in a certain way, the chemicals form a highly explosive compound called acetone peroxide.
A sheer coincidence.
In order for the chemicals to combine correctly, you need to freeze them in jars first. Richard had seen you put several jars in the freezer 2 days before the party.
Look, I didn't do anything to the cake. Like I already told you, I only had it for 15 minutes.
That's what took me so long to figure out. I finally realized something I should have realized right away. You didn't buy just one cake. You bought 2.
What?
I found a receipt in the garbage can, but I just didn't realize it at first. Once I did, I called the owner of the bakery, and he confirmed it.
Okay. So what?
So you didn't have the cake for only the car ride from the bakery to the kitchen. You gave one of the cakes to the chef, and then took all the time you needed to put the bomb in the other one. Next, you had someone call the chef and made sure that Sam was there to get her. Once the kitchen was empty, you simply switched the cakes and lit the fuse.
Well, John.
I didn't have any choice. Before Medilabs, my other investments didn't go quite as well. Recently, an old friend from Stanford called me. He was thrilled by a discovery to make a super effective allergy medication made from a compound in a certain algae species. I knew there was some strange algae growths here at camp, so I took some samples, and the results looked promising. Together, we made a deal with Medilabs. We'd supply the algae, and they'd do the processing.
How did Sam get involved?
He caught me talking on the phone once to a manager at Medilabs, so I paid him to keep his mouth shut, and I figured, if he already knew that much, might as well pay him some more to help us out.
Come in.
Are you ready to sign the paper, sir?
Actually, there's been a change of plans.
What?
I'll explain in a moment. Right now I have some calls to make. First, to the police.
But...
And then to the board. There's an incredible story they need to hear.
Thus concluded a most unusual case. Mr. Merrick and Sam were arrested and are due to stand trial later this week. The board changed its mind about selling the camp after they found out who had really been causing all the problems. Yep, it was a happy ending for everyone. Everyone except the chef, that is.
I can't believe it. He was so chivalrous and handsome.
Never judge a book by its cover.
Or a cake by its batter.